Happy Monday. Let's get this week started off really well. And yesterday we preached a sermon from the Gospel of Luke about a guy named Simon who was a Pharisee who had met Jesus, invited Jesus over for dinner. And in the course of that meal, a lady that everybody in town knew as being a sinner. Now, we're not explained, it doesn't give an explanation of what her sin was, but from the way the attendees at the dinner reacted, we can kind of guess that she probably didn't have the best reputation in town. Anyway, she finds Jesus and she breaks an alabaster jar of perfume, bathes his feet in the perfume, and wipes his feet clean with her tears. Now, you have to understand, in those times, the table was set out like a U, and the servants would come and go inside that U. There were no chairs. You would lean on your left elbow, and you would eat with your right hand. Your feet would be extended out behind you. It wasn't unusual for people to stand around the walls of the room watching the dinner and listening to the conversation and hoping for a scrap or two. That wasn't unusual at all, but this woman had come with a purpose in mind, and her worship was extravagant. The alabaster jar of perfume most likely was her dowry. That was what her family had been saving, so on the day she got married, she could bring that to her new husband, and they could establish their home by selling that because it would be expensive. So you've got the shattering of the alabaster stone. You've got this pungent smell of too much perfume, and you have got the embarrassing intimacy of this woman washing Jesus' feet. Jesus asked Simon, "Are you embarrassed by this?" Let me tell you a story. And he tells a story about a man who'd been forgiven a lot and a man who'd been forgiven very little. And then he says, who loves the master most? Well, the guy who'd been forgiven much. Jesus said, "You're right." And one of the problems with those sitting around the table is that they thought they didn't have a whole lot to be forgiven for. But the radical teaching of this story is that sinners are still welcome. This was a bash. It was a really nice dinner. And even with all of that and all the bigwigs who were attending and all of the polite conversation, this woman found a way to Jesus, and Jesus didn't turn her away. Sometimes you need to remember that no matter how bad your life is in the moment, no matter how big your mistake, how bad your failure, Jesus is still wanting to talk to you. You can come. And when you come to him, he won't turn you away. He didn't turn her away, and he won't turn you away. That's a good way to start this week. I'll give you 60 seconds to get started on that, and I'll see you tomorrow.